Thank you very much for watching Master Jason 风水。如果你有跟进最近的新闻呢，我们就是有一个美国一个蛮重大的，也是蛮让人惊讶的一个新闻呢，就是有一个很年轻的一位政治家，他的名字叫做Charlie Kirk，他呢就在一场演讲的呃这个我们这个活动当中呢。被暗杀了哈，被暗杀了，那是一个非常让人觉得很觉得很不幸的一个新闻啊，因为呢这位政治家非常的年轻，然后呢就是他的还有一个很好的未来啊，可是呢就是因为某一些暂时还没有人知道的因素啊，他就被一个枪手杀掉。So if you have been following the news of America, you know that a very young politician by the name of Charlie Kirk has been assassinated about 2 days ago. And it is a shocking piece of news to many people, especially to people in America. But for those who are not living in America, you may not be so familiar with who is Charlie Kirk, due to the fact that he is a rather young politician, and I believe right here most of us are familiar with those who are at the higher ranking like Donald Trump. Yeah, we are not very familiar with people like Charlie Kirk, but people in America should be very familiar with this very young politician. Thank you very much, Yvonne, for watching. So before I proceed, perhaps we will just look at some of his background information, right? Because I believe people around the world who are not American, they may not be very familiar with this guy by the name of Charlie Kirk. So, as according to the internet or the AI, Charlie Kirk, born on October 14, 1993, and raised in the Chicago suburbs of Illinois. He showed early political interest in high school, supporting Republican campaigns and engaging in activism, such as campaigning against a cookie price increase in his school cafeteria. After briefly attending Harper College, he dropped out to pursue political activism full time. At age 18 in 2012, Kurt co founded Turning Point USA, a conservative organization aimed at promoting conservative principles and combating liberal influence on college campuses. So this Turning Point USA quickly grew into a major conservative movement with chapters on over 850 campuses. Yeah, so this is a very large scale kind of movement. Kurt also founded Turning Point Action, a political advocacy arm, and Turning Point Faith to mobilize religious conservatives. Kurt became a prominent voice in the populist MAGA movement, closely aligned with Donald Trump. He was known for his outspoken views on gun rights, abortion, LGBTQ issues, and Christian nationalism, often courting controversy. Kurt also hosted the Charlie Kirk Show podcast and was influential in mobilizing young conservative voters. He remained a key figure in Republican youth outreach until he was tragically shot and killed at Turning Point USA event. So on the 10th of September 2025, age 31 only. So 就是说用华语讲一次啦，这位很年轻的美国的一位政治家呢，他其实在18岁的时候就开始一些我们叫做一些想改变美国的一些我们叫做政治的一些活动了，所以呢，在美国是蛮聪明的。那其他的那个 background info 你们也自己去查一下了，好不好？因为呢，今天所讲的并不是关于他的政治生涯，想讲的呢是从他的八字怎么看得到呢？他怎么会被人家谋杀哦？So today's topic is not about his past, is rather focus on his Bazi chart as to decode why is it that he will face this kind of assassination. Well, throughout history, right, political assassination is not an uncommon event. Different countries, as long as you have human or you have governments, there will be political assassination. there are three things that are unavoidable in this universe. The first one is war. The second one is taxes. The third one is death, right? I feel like many people say that these three things are unavoidable, right, in life, right? 我们打仗跟付那个 taxes 就是我们的叫什么 taxes， 就是我们税还有死亡这三件事情呢，就是永远都是这个你活在这个世界上都会发生的啊。那所以呢，我们从八字的角度呢，怎么样看得到呢？他会遇到这种灾祸呢？怎么会遇到这种灾祸呢？所以嘛，先看一下他出生的那个年月日时先哈。他是在这个1993年的10月14号出生的。He was born on the 14th of October, 1993. Of course, we don't have his time of birth, but I would assume that he is born with an hour that has the either 7 killing or direct office, because he's a politician. Most politicians will have such kind of very strong day master with direct officer or 7 killing， 就是大部分的政治家哈，他们的命格通常都会有带着正卦或者七杀这种构造啊，尤其是身旺见到正卦七杀啊，他是不是这种正卦见到就是说，因为从他的背景我们那个了解呢，他就是能够一个人带起了很多我们所说的，他美国有580个这个大学的那种 campuses 啊，都有他的这个 political movement 的一个我们叫做一个怎么说一个 branch 啊，在那边哈，所以是一个很大权力的一个年轻的一个政治家。So given that he was able to, grew this movement to be all over 850 campuses, he definitely holds some kind of great political power and authority. So I will assume that he is born with a time pillar, either he's having 7 killing or direct officer. So in this case, I choose 7 killing because both the heavenly stems and the earth branch 这个对不起甲寅啊，这我们要甲寅的这个 day pillar 呢比较配合他哈 is more coherent with his political development. Yeah, but we can directly tell that he is a strong day master, given that his month of birth is actually of the Shui, and then the day pillar of branches of the Chen, and when Chen Shui clashes, it will actually form 我们叫做土越冲越旺嘛。When this Chen and Shui are clashing with each other, it will actually further strengthen the element of earth, causing him to have a strong day master. Yeah, so 就是如果我们当做他是一个圣旺的一个木土的日元来说啊，他的性格也是我看是一个木土的日元呢，就是木土的人呢，他们通常都会很有一个怎么说啊，就是说他们通常都会很关心国家的那个发展的，因为木土很多时候就是代表国家啊，因为土嘛，疆土嘛，我们能够了解疆土这个意义嘛。也是用那个木土的那个能量来代表的哈，为什么呢？因为土嘛，就是代表国家的哈，一个我们叫做metaphor 啊，所以木土的人通常呢也是很多时候有那种我们叫做政治的那种热忱啊，国家有什么事情嘛，他们会有一个敏感度哈，或者对国家有一个是说向往，国家希望它变成怎么样啊。For people who have a workday master, they are usually very concerned about the development of their country due to the fact that Wu Earth is usually a metaphor for the country or the motherland. Yeah, so Wu Earth people, they make good politicians, to be honest, because they will always take the take on the burdens, to change the society for the better. Yeah, so he definitely has this kind of personality or characteristics as a Wu Earth day master. But in terms of Bazi reading, we often see the Earth branch of the month as our career or the organization that we work for, and our Earth, our day pillar as our own person, as the 就是我们自己的这个人啊，the day pillar actually represents ourselves as a person, as an individual. So we can see that he actually has a clashing relationship between Chen and Shui. That is an inherent sign that he may be involved in accidents or life-threatening issues that is related to his career. Yeah, so this is the first point that we can highlight. Why is it that he, faced this assassination in his life? Especially during this decade of Wu Wu. In terms of Bazi reading, perhaps I will just open the charts that I have prepared. Yeah. First of all, we see that this clashing relationship are actually present within his chart, right? Chen Xu are in a clashing relationship. And additionally, when we observe that he has actually when he has entered into this Wu Wu. First of all, the Wu Earth is his inauspicious element, right? Given that he's a strong day master of the Wu Earth. And that's additionally, this Wu Fire here is his Yang Ren. To directly translate to English, it's called the goat plague, the goat plague. Usually, goat plague is an indication of accident, life-threatening accident, especially, or any kind of challenges that is usually very negative. Yeah. So so Yvonne, what you say is correct. Poor people, they like to protect their country. Yeah, they have this inborn kind of tendency to want to do something for their homeland, so to speak. So when we see Wu Earth sitting on this Wu fire, which is his gold plate 的阳刃阳刃通常都代表意外所以他会容易在这个大运里面出意外，一些人生危险的一个意外。可是说呢，不是说你见到这种就一定会说受到那个暗杀哈。可是呢，始终现实是在给我们一个就是说反映了他真的是被暗杀而死去了哈。那你就可以问一下，那为什么他在这个极尾的时候就没有这种问题呢？那己土呢本身始终一个湿的土它是比较一个我们叫做好像泥沙这种的那个土样沙的一种很软的那种土对他来说呢还不至于会让他非常的失去平衡，因为这个己土呢某程度上也是可以声望这个酉金所以那时候他的发展还是很不错的还是能够声望这个酉金。因为酉金就是他的表达能力So to repeat myself in English, why is it that within the period 2015 to 2020, during that period is also an earth kind of, which is a yin earth kind of period, right? Why is it that he didn't die then? Well, if we look at Bazi reading, this Zi earth is actually a kind of very soft and wet kind of earth, and it is able to enhance this Yao metal. And this Yao metal represents his his talent to give very great speeches and the way he expressed himself, expression of ideas. So that's the reason why he was able to set up the Turning Point USA. That was in 2012, but subsequently after 2012, this movement grows stronger after 2015 due to him holding a lot of podcasts over the internet, using of the social media to kind of what we call spread his ideas, his political ideas especially. So that's the reason why we see that he's actually having a lot of have a very strong what we call, this is a Sangguan by the way. If you remember then, the government that was governing America at that time was not Republican, but the other camp, which is the Democratic Party. So he was actually challenging the authority. When we see a herding officer, Sangguan is the herding officer. I will just write HO. For those students who are familiar with Bazi, will understand what HO means. It is usually a sign of wanting to challenge the existing authority, because herding officer, so to speak, right? it is a sign of wanting to overturn the existing rule, the existing orders of things in America. And if we remember clearly, then it was still was it under Democratic Party? I believe it was. Yeah. So that's the reason why he was able to still be very successful. And if we are to look at the year of the development within Ziwei, well, we see that within Ziwei from 2015 to 2019, this period, most of the years are filled with metal and water, except 2018. So perhaps we will just look at 2018. Because 2018, he actually was involved with some form of controversy. It was actually a rather tough year for Charlie Kirk. Yep. So perhaps we'll just refer to AI and see what actually took place in the year 2018 for Charlie Kirk. So true enough, if we are to observe what was documented down, that in the year 2018, it was actually a very challenging year for Charlie Kirk. So let's read together. Yeah? In 2018, Charlie Kirk faced a challenging year marked by controversy and public scrutiny. During that time, Kirk's outspoken conservative activism on college campuses and social media attracted both strong support and intense criticism. He was known for making provocative statements, including claiming that abortion is murder and advocating against liberal college education, which fueled polarization. Kirk also drew criticism for promoting misinformation and conspiracy theories, such as false claims about human trafficking, arrest statistics, and the French Yellow Vest protests. Some of these false claims were later retracted or debunked, which put his credibility under question. Yep. So overall, right, despite it has been a very difficult year for Charlie Kirk. But as I mentioned, today's topic is not about his background. You guys can do much more research on that part. And today's topic is really, to focus on his Bazi chart and explain and help my viewers to understand why he encountered such what we call assassination and as reflected from his Bazi chart. Yep. So another point that in terms of Bazi reading that we often hear is that 这个其实我在以前的直播都常常说男怕交，女怕拖。In English, it means that male genders are actually usually right what we call will see negative turns of events. Not okay. To directly translate means that male gender people are afraid of the turning of to a new chapter in terms of their decade charts, whereas female genders are afraid of leaving the past chapter. Yeah. So why is that so? All right. Perhaps we'll just look at Bazi and try to explain to you why. If we are to look at the year 2025, that is exactly whereby Charlie Kirk is entering into the Mu, which is a new chapter for his decade trans development. Yeah. So 就是一个教育的那个点所以 Mr. Philly 说的也是对。Interestingly, he just 刚刚教五运就是五这个大运所以呢，我们在八字当中呢，永远看得到一个就是转运的一个期间呢，如果刚刚转到那个运，它是你的忌神的话呢，通常都会带来生命危险的，通常都会带来很重大的改变，然后这些重大的改变嘛。如果是忌神的话，它会给你一些很惨痛的一些事情发生那刚才已经说了Charlie Kirk 他是木五嘛，对不起，他是这个木的一个日元嘛，身旺的嘛然后呢，刚刚好进入2025年呢他进入这个木五的大运对不对？ 这个是阳刃哈，阳刃当然对他来说是一个不好的一个地支，对不对？因为它是一个身旺的嘛，身旺就不可能再旺嘛啊，会很燥热啊。然后呢，他又见到这个木五啊，所以这种就会让他的身旺变成非常的旺，失去平衡，就会有生命危险的啊。然后进入这2025年嘛，这是教育呢，我们叫做。So to repeat in English, right? If you are of a strong day master, and if you happen to be entering into a new decade in your Bazi chart, it will usually bring about negative development, especially if the new decade trend is of what is present is of the inauspicious element for your Bazi chart. So that is the case for Charlie Kirk, as he is a strong Wu of day master entering into Wu of decade trend, Wu especially, given that this decade trend a branch is of the gold plate. Gold plate is a very negative curse in Bazi reading. Yeah, will often bring about bloodshed, life-threatening accidents, and etc. Okay, right? So very clearly, we see that all these are happening in his life. That's why he is, he is not able to survive this political assassination, very sadly. And another point that I would like to point out to you is that there's such thing called the 流闲沙 流闲沙 to translate into English, although it sounds very strange, it is being translated as the flowing mist, evil star, or the flowing mist, evil killing. Whatever the translation is, basically the meaning behind it is that when you see this kind of sansa or this kind of curse, so to speak, you will be meeting with bloodshed or accidents that like tragic accidents, and also like unexpected turns of events in life. 横祸 is like very great kind of obstacles. Yeah. So this flowing mixed evils killing, so to speak, yeah, to directly translate, is actually present in Charlie Kirk's life, likewise. So if you look at this sequence, if you have the Jiawu Day Master, Yo is your flowing mixed evil star. 好，那如果你是说有一个乙木的话，戌就是你的那个流弦沙啊。那let's look at Charlie Kirk's Day Master. His Day Master is actually of the Wu Earth, right? His Day Master is of the Wu Earth. So if you are to look at whether he is meeting with this Liu Xiansha or the flowing mist evil killing star, yes, he is actually meeting it this year. If we look at Wu Earth, which is right here, this year 2025 is actually of the Shi year, right? Year of the Yi Shi, right? Is the snake year. He's actually meeting with this 流弦煞哦，所以这个流弦煞呢，有时候在我们的历史当中也是代表暗杀的。In terms of this flowing mist evil star, in terms of our past history, there are actually similar cases that have taken place. For example, let's look at the battle charts of John F. Kennedy. If you are familiar with who is John F. Kennedy, you will know that he was also assassinated. He was one of America's past presidents, but he was assassinated. And if you are to look at the year that he was being assassinated, yeah, perhaps we will just use AI, right? John F. Kennedy was assassinated in which year? Assassinated in which year? Right, my spelling has some mistake. Yeah, but let's look at the facts that the history is showing us. For example, using John F. Kennedy as an example, if we are to look at the history of America, John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 22nd in the year 1963 in Dallas, Texas. So let's look at John F. Kennedy's birth chart again, right? John F. Kennedy's birth chart is having the zinc metal as his day master, right? Zinc metal as his day master. And the year he died was in 1963. So let's look at 1963. The year 1963 was exactly of the Kui Mao, right? Which is here. If you can see, it's Kui Mao. So let's look at the what we call the Liu Xiansha, or he's a Xing Day Master, right? So we can quickly identify the Xing Day Master, which is here, right? Xing Day Master here. And indeed, Mao was the year he passed away for John F. Kennedy. So this Liu Xiansha has proven time and again that when someone is meeting this Liu Xiansha or the flowing beast evil star, they will have some kind of life-threatening issue that bring about death. So perhaps we should also look at our charts to see if such is the case for us also. But I have to remind you one point is that the flowing beast evil star will only be destructive to your life when it is a negative element or is an inauspicious element for your Bazi chart. 就是说呢，这个流弦煞呢，它并不是说你见到流弦煞呢，你就一定会死的，就要看那个流弦煞它是不是你的那个凶神、那个忌神哈。就好像呢，Charlie Kirk 的那个八字来说嘛，我们看回去 Charlie Kirk 的八字哦。再打开他的那个命盘先哈。那 Charlie Kirk 的八字呢？OK， 对于 Charlie Kirk 来说哦，他的这个巳的这个火呢，对他来说是不是一个凶神呢？他 OK， 刚才 plot 他的八字是这个用寅木这个时间啊。Let's assume yeah, he was actually born within the hour of the yin wood.Well, Shi fire will actually has a conflict relationship with this yin wood, and additionally, Shi fire will also be enhancing his day master strength because ultimately Shi fire is still a fire element. Yeah. So at the same time, Shi fire is also the Liu Xiansha, which is the flowing mist. Sorry, it's really mouthful this translation. Flowing mist evil star. So that's why it will bring about issues like assassination, life-threatening accidents. At the same time, this Shi fire is able to combine, right? This Shi fire is able to combine with the day that he died was Wu fire. At the time he passed away was 12:20 p.m., which is the hour of Wu also. So this Shi fire will be combining with Wu to form fire combination formation， 我们叫做是一个火局嘛，对不对？是一个火局啊，师母尾也是一个火局，对不对？好，所以呢，这个就是因为呢，这个流弦煞也是同时的跟它的两个午火合在一起，在那一天所以呢就会发生这种意外。那我的推测就是说 ，my assumption is that he is born of the 甲寅 time, right? And if this is true, that is especially inauspicious because it will further create another round of fire combination formation due to this Yin Wu Xu are all present within his birth chart. And that will cause his day master to be further enhanced, bring about tragic kind of accident or circumstances. Well, for his case is assassination. But is it always the case that when you see all the inauspicious element happening in your life, it will always be assassination? Not definitely the case. It really depends on the context. Like, for example, you are a politician and you are, going through this kind of negative decade trends in life, very high chance that you will be assassinated. And additionally, we also see that in the month that he passed away, which is this month is what we call the 有有自行有有自行也是一个 self destruction 有有自行。在八字里面呢，它的这个是它的伤官嘛，对不对？ 三个是代表什么呢？有时候是代表一些很我们叫做很有那种我们叫做怎么说吧，就是那种他们说话的时候嘛，会得罪很多人的，通常三观观的那种人。所以呢，就是说他有机会是因为这个三观太弯，然后呢，就会带来给自己的一种我们叫做不好的一种situation 啊。So in terms of hurting officer, when he is present within one's chart, especially if that hurting officer is produced from a strong day master, they will usually have this kind of uh, views that is very what we call offensive or very controversial. Well, due to if we are to look at his life and his past, he's definitely someone who has very strong views, and also the things that he says sometimes is very controversial. Like for example, he mentioned that abortion is a form of murder. Of course, that will put many people off. And well, if you listen to some of his past speeches, about various topics, he make a lot of remarks that generated strong criticism from the public likewise. So I would say it's due to his very provocative style of speaking, or his style of political propaganda that has brought about this tragedy for his own life. Yeah，就是说自行嘛，有自行嘛。当你很多自行的时候，就是说自己害到自己，也是他自己表达的那种政治的理念，会给他自己带来一个危险的，会带来灾祸。所以始终那个自行也是一个很麻烦的东西啊。你见到太多自行，通常也是自己有时候呢被自己的聪明反被聪明误这种情况，所以自己害到自己啦。然后看一下比方说紫薇 is money，yeah， 紫薇 is the money kind of yeah。But 紫薇 is usually able to sorry， 紫薇 is okay， 紫薇yes, because within them there is 紫二 right. If you are to look at within this way itself, there is 紫二 yeah. 所以紫二它本身是比较能够生旺金这个元素哈。那木土呢，反而遇到金的时候，木土因为太过大个嘛，它通常因为它太过大个，尤其是你本身命格里面已经很多土嘛，就变成一个叫土后金埋的一个情况出现。土后金埋就是说，很多时候也是会死的啊，因为我们看到他的八字这个八字里面呢，这个母跟戌呢本身也是一个木来的嘛，对不对？这个木戌跟辰本身也是一个木啊，对不对？也是一个木的一个状况啊，所以这种人呢，有时候就是土太旺的时候呢，会金埋住。然后他这个是代表什么呢？也是我下一点想说的，就是说他这个谋杀他的人到底是谁呢？So the next point that I would like to explore with you is that who actually killed him? Well, if we are to look at his Bazi chart, right, he's a strong day master of Wu Earth, right? And he's entering into, after 2025, he's entering into this Wu, right, which is his inauspicious decade. But if we are to refer to the 食神关系, the 10 gods relationship, Wu is actually his companion factor. 他是被这个无土的那个能量呢，让他有生命危险的。这个五就是他的比肩啊。那在食神关系里面，比肩就是他的朋友或者我们叫做同名啊。同名就是说我们叫做他们一起有共同理念的那种人所以是不是他的死亡跟他本身的那个就是说他的同名啊，就是说 his political associates, will it be caused by his political associates within the same party associates? There is a possibility that it is an inside job. That's what Bazi is suggesting. But of course, this is may not be the truth. Yeah, I'm just saying that what Bazi is trying to tell us because it's the companion factor that bring about his what we call death. Yeah，所以我觉得有没有这个机会，这是一个就是说背后的那个策谋啊，就是说那个我们叫做政治的这个谋杀这件事情嘛，是不是有机会是他们本身自己党里面的人去计划的呢？有这种机会的，因为他就是笔仙就是他的祭神嘛，对不对？So I mean from Bazi perspective, we can actually tell that the companion factor is causing his death, and companion factor can be related to or can be referred to the people from his own party or people who shares similar political background with him. Yeah, so that is what the Bazi chart is showing. Yeah. So I don't know why. Why is it that they want to kill him? Would it be like they want to trigger the emotions of the youth of the country to spark some kind of movement? Well, if you look at history, even in China during the Cultural Revolution, the first what we call targets that Chairman Mao wanted to use to jumpstart, so-called jumpstart his political revolution is the youth, because the youth, they are always charged with emotion, always very idealistic about political kind of ideas. And most of the time, because they're still studying, they don't have to earn a living, they don't have to work 9 to 5. They have a lot of time to embark on all kinds of demonstrations, protests, etc. So it is always the case throughout history. Yeah, the youths are always the first point of trigger that politicians will use to bring forth some kind of political movement in a country. So I'm not surprised that this could be a reason why he was being assassinated. Could it be like some there are hidden agenda behind this assassination? From Bazi's perspective, it just shows that this assassination could be caused by people of his own political party. But of course, right, we really will never know the truth. We will never know the truth because the media is controlled by the government. The government will never tell you the truth, right? But Bazi, sometimes we can see a lot of hidden meanings that can tell us a more holistic story. Yeah. Okay. So still is a very tragic story. It is very sad, and my deepest condolences for his family members and close friends. And I really hope that such kind of political assassinations will not take place again in anywhere. Is something that is very sad to know. You kill someone for political reason, although we can't deny that war or killing due to war or political reasons is part of human history. Yeah, I still don't wish to see such kind of things happening again. So hopefully today you have learned something that is useful for you in terms of the decoding of Bazi chart. And if you have any comments, please feel free to input into the comment section. Yeah, because it's meant to be an interactive session. 所以Mr. Philly 说男怕叫女怕破，对啊，这个是一直重复都看得到的。其实梅艳芳也是哦，她去世的时候也是好像刚刚好进入大运的时候啊，不懂这里好像红了不懂什么事情，好像 allergy， 好像 is a kind of 敏感这样子。好，可是呢，我们从八字呢，有时候真的看得到有些东西真的好像冥冥中有注定了啊。那你可以也是说围土的时候嘛，或者最后一点就是说围土的时候为什么他也不会死掉呢？你可以问我们就看回去他的那个大运嘛，因为始终呢，他在这个午火之前，就是戊午这个大运的时候之前，也是走到这个子尾，对不对？有没有看到这子尾？尾这个大运的时候呢，2020是2020是庚金，2021是辛丑，2022是壬寅，2023癸卯，2024甲辰。这5年大致上都是比较金，还有水木比较旺，对他来说不算是很糟糕的流年可是呢，又一进入这个火旺乙巳这个流年嘛，他就开始就是不是开始就是说直接他就被人家 暗杀啊，就直接出了问题。So to repeat in English, right? You may ask, why is it that during the Wei period, the 5-year period, he did not die? Well, if we are to look at the Wei period, which lasted from 2020 to 2024, 2020 is of Genzi, which is strong in metal and water. 2021 is strong in metal. 2022 is strong in water and wood, which is his auspicious element, which will bring about great political power and authority. And 2021 likewise, because wood is his authority factor, right? And 2024 likewise, because Xia Wu is at the heavenly step. So, but right after entering to Wu decade, right, the first year of the Wu is already Yi Shi, which definitely is his inauspicious element. So, what I'm trying to say is that the fire element is really here already, and it will bring about a lot of chaos to people who are afraid of the fire element. But ultimately, you still have to look at your decade trend. If your decade trend are still positive, most of the time you just translate to the situation of more workload, more stress in life. You are more busy. There are more things for you to attend to. You'll be distracted. Things like that. Not necessarily will bring about death. But if both your decade trends and your yearly development are negative and they overlap with each other, then it will bring about life-threatening issues. So you have to take good care of your health, of your finances, especially your career development also. Yeah. So I think it's just kind of to prepare those viewers who are having fire as the inauspicious element. You have to be psychologically ready. So thank you all for watching. Any other comments? If no comments, hopefully you'll be able to learn something interesting regarding Bazi reading today. And if you like my video, please feel free to share it and help me to press the like button to give me a form of support. And lastly, just to share with you some of the ongoing activities. Within this September, the 21st is actually the last day of the Hungry Gold Festival. And the temple will actually be hosting a final prayer event. Hungry Ghost Festival final prayer on the last day. The last day is 31st of September 2025. So you are encouraged to take part if you want to dedicate marriage to your ancestors or actually ask for blessings. Yeah, so the info are all within my Facebook page. You guys can go and take a look. It is especially a very auspicious time for giving alms, the Sangatan, right? In Thailand, we call it Sangatan, which is a kind of like giving alms to the monks to help them because they are also, this event actually coincide with the what we call Khao Pansa, right? Is a blessed timing with Thai Buddhist land ending, right? Which is called Khao Pansa. It's just a time whereby monk will, having this retreat to have cultivation inside the temple. They will be they will not be having any kind of like they will not what we call have any interaction with the outside world during this period. So it's a very good time for us to honor the triple gems, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. That means 我们的道，还有我们的法，还有身哈。所以呢，这个时间呢，我们如果能够就是帮助高僧哈，就是给他们一些做一个功德，帮助他们呢，是一个很好的功德哈。所以你们想参加的话呢，可以在WhatsApp 我，好不好？那今天就说到这里啦。Thank you very much for watching, and thank you, Mr. Philly, and thank you, Yvonne, and the rest of the silent majority for watching. And have a beautiful Sunday evening. Do rest well through the weekend, and I will see you in the next live video. Bye bye.